Hello, everybody. Here's our Creating Money crew. We're December 11th. Is that wild or what? We're going to read chapter 7, Transforming Your Beliefs, tonight. We didn't read that last time, right? Transforming Your Beliefs. Okay, we stopped at allowing success. I
I
think.
locked the door, but
Oh, I would unlock it just in case.
Yeah,
still on.
traffic is pretty bad on
Yeah, I
90
would
there.
I would unlock it, and if they, because did you say Amber's coming or no? Okay.
Jennifer said that she was coming.
She texted me and said she'll be on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We'll see. All right.
Okay, so we're going to read chapter 7 for sure, and then I'm hoping we can also get through chapter 8, and we'll see how far we get into chapter 9 tonight. I'm going to start reading, and if anybody wants a turn to read after me, you can just raise your hand. Your beliefs create your reality. Beliefs are assumptions about the nature of reality, and because you create what you believe in, you will have many proofs that reality operates the way you think it does. Let Jessica in. For instance, a person who believes that the universe is abundant will act in such a way that he or she experiences abundance, and a person who believes that money comes only from working hard will receive money only from hard work. Each will have many experiences to prove that their belief about reality is really a fact about reality. You can change what you believe and thus change what you experience. After you have magnetized and worked with energy to get what you want, your beliefs will affect how easily and quickly things come to you. To discover a belief, look at a past or present situation in your life. This may be a problem or challenge you are dealing with or something wonderful you have created. Ask yourself, what would a person who created this have to believe in order to be in this situation? If a person were unable to pay his or her bills, constantly getting reminders from loan companies and avoiding phone calls because of them, what would he or she believe about reality to create this circumstance? This person might believe that he or she didn't deserve to have money, that paying bills was a real struggle, or that life was hard. One common belief is that people won't love you as much if you have money, that they will love you for your money and not for yourself. You may worry that having money will somehow separate you from your friends. Yet, you are rarely deceived into thinking someone loves you unless you want to be deceived. Your worry that you will not be loved if you have money can be healed by feeling from moment to moment the love you have for others. When you give love to others, you will receive love in return. When people love you right now and you have a certain amount of money, is there a particular sum of money you could have that would make people suddenly stop loving you? My beliefs create my reality. I believe in my unlimited prosperity. Some of you believe that having a large sum of money will become a burdensome responsibility and tie you down. Not being able to pay your bills and worrying about money are also burdens and can tie you down. You will not be tied down by money unless you believe you will be and set it up so that you are. What you believe is what you create. If you believe that a large sum of money is a burden, it would be good to change that belief before you make a lot of money, or where was I? Or you will experience the money as a burden and a responsibility. If you have asked for a lot of money and don't have it, your higher self may be helping you change some of your negative beliefs about having money before it brings you what you have asked for. Your beliefs about money determine how you attract it, spend it, and relate to it. Do you believe it is possible to make money doing what you love to do? Or do you believe that making money requires hard work and struggle? If there is something you want and you do not have it yet, you may have a belief that is keeping you from having it. Within every belief you are living out, there is the seed of the opposite belief that you haven't yet manifested. Within the belief that you don't deserve money lies its opposite, the belief that you do deserve money. As you take your attention away from the negative belief and begin activating the positive one, you change what you experience. Anybody else want to read?
I'll read.
Yeah, Kristen? Okay, great.
You may find that some of your limited thinking comes from your parental programming or beliefs. Most of your thoughts, pictures, and concepts were planted at a very early age by the words, beliefs, and unspoken messages of your parents and others you were around. Recognize the beliefs you acquired from your parents and consciously decide if you want to keep them. Forgive your parents for any beliefs they may have taught you that you no longer want. Realize that they did the best they knew how. In some ways, those beliefs were perfect for you to have earlier in your life, leading you to the appropriate lessons and growth you needed to achieve more of your potential. You can release any of those old programs and beliefs that no longer serve you, choosing your own operating principles. You can choose what beliefs, thoughts, concepts, and images you want. I choose beliefs that bring me aliveness and growth. After you discover a belief that is holding you back, let go of it and create a new belief. One way you can do this is to get quiet, close your eyes, imagine light all around you, and in some symbolic way, remove the old belief. You may see written out in front of you, I don't deserve to have money. Now erase the letters one by one. Picture the new belief in its place, perhaps in big letters, I deserve money. To further implement a new belief, write it down, say it to yourself when you think of it, and put it where you will see it frequently in your house or at work. Your emotions and the way you use your imagination either strengthen or weaken the beliefs you have. Do not ignore or deny old beliefs. Accept the old beliefs you discover as your thoughts about the nature of reality, not facts about reality itself. Then imagine having the opposite belief. If you believe that it is hard to make money, imagine that it's easy. Make the picture as real as possible using your ability to visualize. As you visualize, experience the positive feelings you will have as you live out this new belief. Take one small action each day to remind yourself of your new belief. If you think you don't deserve nice things, buy one really nice thing for yourself. As you take such actions, you may discover new feelings and beliefs coming up for you to see and work with. My beliefs create good things for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can cultivate new beliefs that will help you accumulate money. For instance, the belief that you can make a living doing what you love might motivate you to be more creative. You might want to believe that money is something to be enjoyed, something that will contribute to your higher purpose and help you make a contribution to humanity. If you believe you are poor, your subconscious will create events that keep you feeling poor. If you believe that wealth is bad, you will keep yourself from using any of the skills and abilities that might bring you money. If you believe that it's better not to have money, you may end up suppressing your talents and skills because expressing them might bring you financial success.
Thank you. Anybody else want to read?
I'll agree.
Hey, thank you.
Before you can attract something new, you might need to shift your perception of yourself and your beliefs about deserving to have it. For instance, one woman wanted a new apartment to live in that will be much nicer than her old one. After a year of saving, she and her husband were able to afford a much nicer place, and they moved. Because her new home looked more beautiful to her, she began to invite more friends over, dress better, and have better feelings about herself. She thought that the new apartment increased her feelings of self-worth, but she had shifted her perception of herself before she got it. The new place came only after she had made a change in her belief about what she deserved. If she had seen that what she really wanted was to change her self-image, she would have begun immediately to do the things that brought her the quality of self-worth. The money for the new apartment would have come more rapidly. She had to wait a year because it took her that long to grow into the belief that she was worthy of a better home and deserved to have it. I deserve abundance. Ask yourself right now, is there a reason I cannot have abundance in my life? Do I deserve it? Do I think that people who have money are in some way more deserving than I am? Think of all the reasons why it is all right for you to have money. Think of something you recently received or created that was a reach for you to have. You got this object hoping that it will give you growth and aliveness. in a new picture of yourself. What new picture of yourself did the object give you? Before you created this item, you had to change some of your beliefs about who you are and what is possible for you to have. As you bought or took possession of this item, what new self-image emerged? For example, one man bought a good quality sleeping bag, intent he had been wanting. The new self-image that emerged was of himself as an outdoorsman, prosperous and as the serving as prosperous and as the serving good equipment. Now, think of something you want that you don't have yet, that you don't yet have. What new picture of yourself will allow you to have this thing? What new belief about yourself will you need to have to create it? As you create these new beliefs and feelings about yourself, the results of your magnetism will increase dramatically.
Thank you. All right, let's do this play sheet together. So, number one says, look at a current, oh, and if you need a pen or a journal or anything like, does anybody need a pen or, there's a jar here.
Oh.
And then, do you need any paper or do you want to write in your
No,
book?
I'm not right
Okay.
here. I'm not returning.
It's, I know, right? I like to look back on like
Yeah.
past years too. Look at a current situation in your life involving money and ask, what beliefs would someone have had to create this situation? List several possibilities, and when you have discovered the right one, you will know by how you feel inside. So think about your current life and what belief must someone have had to create that situation. Anybody want to share, or we can go on to the next one too? Anybody have questions?
I just wrote, I am worthy and deserving of the things that bring me joy.
Love that. Love. Number two says, right below a new belief about money that you would like to have. So if you like your first one, you can add to it, or if you didn't like the first one you wrote, you can write a new belief about money that you'd like to have. Anybody want to share that one or questions about that one? Last year I wrote, money is limitless. It's a good one, huh?
Yeah, I have my thing from last time too.
What'd you write last time?
Money flows easily and effortless to me.
Nice.
I'm worthy of having money to support myself and my family.
Ooh, nice. Good. Number three says, think of something that you want. What new belief about yourself might you need to have? Anybody want to share?
I wrote down a new job. I am worthy of having a job I love.
Ooh, that's a good
I do
one.
not love mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I wrote new house, deserving of large purchases.
Yes.
I wrote, I'm deserving of great things.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yep, very good. Note here, it often helps to write your new belief on a piece of paper and put it where you will see it frequently. Every time you see this new belief, you will be sending energy to it, helping make it a reality. And in the very back of the book, I don't think we've talked about this yet, but in the back of the book on page 265 is a summary of principles. And it's literally a chart of attracting qualities. So basically attracting emotions. And if you can't think of a new belief, you can kind of read through that list and see which one feels like will support what you want. So some of them are wanting everyone to succeed and cooperate, telling yourself why you can succeed, expressing gratitude and thanks. So they're not necessarily mantras or affirmations, they're like ways to feel about money. And if you still don't land on one, maybe read through the repelling qualities and find the one that you're feeling now but want to shift into, and it's got some really good ideas. So I like those little cheat sheet pages. All right, moving on. Any questions on the transforming your beliefs? I know that was kind of short and sweet chapter.
I thought it was powerful though.
Yeah,
Like short but powerful.
short,
Point.
straight to the point, powerful. Yep, we create our reality with our beliefs. All right, chapter 8, money, letting money flow. As you grow and become sensitive to more and more aspects of creating abundance, you will recognize that money flows in and out like ocean waves. You will experience times when the tide is in and times when the tide is out. Your universe is made of energy, and energy moves in waves and cycles. There will be times when your magnetism has a larger result and times when it has a smaller result. Some months you will receive more money than usual, and some months you will have more bills than normal. Some weeks your business may be booming, and other weeks you may have very few customers. There is a natural rhythm to money, just as there is a natural cycle to everything in your life. Every business has an ebb and flow. Every person has cycles in life. Times when money is coming in and more than it is going out, and sometimes when it is going out more than it is coming in. Your challenge is to not go up and down emotionally with the natural ebb and flow of money in your life. Use these natural cycles in a way that further builds your prosperity. Money flows in my life. I am prosperous. There are 4 basic states of flow that you might experience. Calm, when money is coming in and going out in equal amounts. Flow, when much more money is coming in than going out. Ebb, when much more money is going out than coming in. And flat, when no money is flowing in or out. Money represents an exchange of energy between you and the outside world. It represents the energy going out from you and the energy coming back in. If you are in a calm or flat state where money is coming in and going out in equal amounts, or there isn't any movement, look at where your own energy might not be moving. You want both money and your personal energy to flow. By unblocking your energy, you can create more money in your life. Blocks in money can be caused by places where your energy isn't flowing, such as in your physical body, your emotions, or your relationships with other people. If you are in a calm or flat state with money and you want the energy to begin moving, observe your life for a while and ask your higher self to show you where your energy needs to flow more. My energy is open and flowing in every area of my life. Sometimes the lack of flow may be in your body. If your body is not as healthy or as energetic as you would like, you can start having more energy by getting in touch with your inner urgings. Your body is always trying to communicate with you about its needs. What whispers have you been receiving from your body? Perhaps it wants you to get more rest, be out in nature more, get more exercise, or change your diet. Follow your inner urgings and you will gain more physical energy and health. As you gain more flow in this area, it will help money to flow in your life. Take a moment to reflect on your body. Is there anywhere you feel physically blocked? Do you have any inner urges that you are not following, such as changing your diet, getting more exercise, getting a massage, or walking outdoors? What simple step could you take today or tomorrow to help open up that area? Anybody want to read? Going once? Going twice? You want to go again?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay,
I
go
was
ahead.
just seeing someone else join them. Okay.
Yeah, Jasper joined.
All right. Sometimes you feel emotionally blocked. You may be angry at someone or suppressing feelings that need to be expressed. You can free emotional blocks by having the intent to go higher and by speaking the truth with compassion. Again, follow your inner urgings. Listen to your feelings, honor them, and act upon them. Reflect on your personal relationships. Is there any place where the giving and receiving are not equal? Or where you are putting a lot of energy out and getting very little back? Or are you expecting people to give to you without giving back to them? Do you send out love to other people? Do you feel loved? Is your heart open? When you observe an area that feels blocked, you can ask, what specific action can I take to create more flow in this area? It need not be a major act. It can be simple, such as telling a friend something that needs to be said. What small step could you take in the next week or so to open up the energy between you and someone else? It may be as simple as a phone call, a change in your attitude towards someone, or telling someone telepathically that you accept him or her just as he or she is. One area in which you are not happy may affect every other area of your life. The more conscious you become of your energy, the less possible it becomes to sweep under the carpet these areas of your life that are not working. To experience the abundance, aliveness, and growth you seek, it is necessary to do what you can to make every area of your life work. When money is not flowing, it may be time to start new activities that you have been wanting to do. Look for things you can do that will bring you joy, aliveness, and energy, and start doing them. As you do, you will start your energy moving and create a flow of money. I always have more money coming in than going out. Everyone looks forward to the flow when more money is coming in than going out. You experience this many times during each month. When you receive your paycheck or any sum of money, before you spend it, you have created a flow. Start by acknowledging that you already have a flow in your life and that when what you want is even more days when more money is coming in than going out. If you acknowledged yourself every time you had even one day of more money coming in than going out, you would find the flow increasing in your life. If you have reached a level where you consistently have an excess of money coming in, congratulate yourself. You have reached a new level of mastery of abundance. Take a moment to appreciate and acknowledge your accomplishment. There are some challenges at this level. One of the challenges when more money is coming in than going out is to keep your expenses far enough below your increased wealth than when the natural ebb comes, you will still be able to pay your bills. Until you completely master the process of manifesting and can create whatever you want at the moment you want it, you may want to have some of your excess money. It is easy at any level of wealth to spend more than you have and keep yourself feeling broke. Some people do not experience abundance because they spend all the money they make or more, or increase their monthly expenses so much that when their income goes up, that they don't have enough money to meet their bills when the tide goes out. Those who feel wealthy are usually spending less than they make.
Thank you. Anybody else want to read? Do you want another turn?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, thanks.
One man who was making a small annual salary began to visualize his monetary success. Within 3 years, he drew in and acted upon enough new business ideas to make a huge annual salary, working only 3 days a week. However, in his excitement over having money, he bought a huge new house, a large car, and other expensive items. He quickly increased his monthly expenses to the point where he needed to earn his new huge annual salary just to make his payments. Even with his increased income, he still felt poor and pressed for money. When business dropped off the next year, he had financial trouble, even though he earned a lot of money. I allow myself to have more than I ever dreamed possible. When more money is coming in than going out, when you're getting more business or money than you expected, it is a challenge to continue to ask for more. If you say, this is too much, if it continues, I won't be able to handle all the business responsibility or work. You might put the brakes on more tightly than you expect. Then, when the natural ebb comes, you might find the money or business less than what you want. When you feel you're being inundated by business, work, opportunities, or money, don't put on the brakes. Challenge yourself to ask for more. Indulge in unlimited thinking and expand your imagination of what is possible for you to have. When you're in an upward cycle, keep opening to even more. Realize that as more comes in, you will develop new process, forms, and structures in your life to handle it. You may end up hiring help, changing what you do, and being able to reach more people. As you become more abundant, one of your challenges will be to handle all the choices, opportunities, and abundance that comes to you. You will be challenged to grow, reach more people, get your work out in a larger way, and accept more responsibilities, power, and abundance.
Thank you. I'm having deja vu because you ended on the last chapter too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this play sheet together on another short and sweet chapter. Is there any area in your life that is not working as well as you would like it to work? Take a moment to picture how you would like this area of your life to look. Get quiet and listen to your inner guidance about what you might do to experience what you want in this area. What one joyful step could you take tomorrow to begin to follow this guidance? Anybody want to share?
I can share.
Thank you.
I so I put for mine it's marketing. I have a not so great at marketing, but I put do instead of trying to do it all in one swoop because I put my focus on other things for work, do a little each day instead of all at once.
Mm,
Very simple. I think that would help me a lot.
yeah, smaller bites.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Anybody else want to share?
For me, it's been mobility improvement, and some of the steps are walking more, spend more time outside, and stretch more. Because I just feel
Nice.
so overwhelmed by the fact that I'm not moving a lot. My body's
Mm,
aching, and I'm like, oh, but I just have to do so much, right? Lose weight and do all this. But I'm thinking, okay, just small steps, like walk
yeah,
more, stretch at the desk or something like
yeah.
that.
And anything you can do to lower your cortisol, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Add that to my list. Very good.
On everyone's list.
Yeah, on everyone's list. Lower cortisol. Get quiet and tune into your physical body. What inner guidance have you been receiving that might give you more energy or health? Well, you already did this one.
Yeah.
What one joyful step could you take tomorrow to begin to follow this guidance? I literally wrote down what you said last year. Walk every day and stretch every day.
No,
Yeah,
did you do it?
yes, it's on there.
Wow.
I'll have to check you next year.
Yeah.
Like, oh, last year.
Yeah.
Write this down. Also, I feel like my body's been asking for an anti-inflammatory way of
Mm,
eating. Like
yeah.
I just got that in my head this morning.
Yep.
My body really wants more sleep, like not just rest, but like actual REM cycle sleep.
It's funny you say that, Melissa, because that's what I put,
Yeah.
more sleep and drink more water.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna add that to mine, more water. Number 3 says, think about your relationships, including your relationship with yourself. Is there something that is not working as well as you would like it to? Picture the experience you would like. Note, you cannot change another person, only yourself. Often, when you change something about yourself, your attitude, perspective, actions, the other person changes his or her response to you. What about yourself could you change that would improve this situation? Stop for a moment and let ideas come to mind about what you might do to improve your experience of this relationship. Be willing to take action on your ideas. Last year I wrote listen more. I keep saying last year, but I'm pretty sure we did this book club in like May. So
Yes.
earlier this year.
So it was only like 6 months.
It's only been about 7 months, yeah. This time I'm writing down clear boundaries, and I like to remind myself that boundaries are not for other people, boundaries are for me.
Right.
I feel like my boundaries have gotten all loosey-goosey.
It happens.
It happens. Anybody else want to share ideas for relationship?
I want to put this out there.
Yeah.
My husband is really good at coaching, and he's been a coach before, but he hasn't been doing it as much lately. And I'm thinking if I launch my coaching program, that might inspire him to do it.
It could.
Because, like, I want to do it too,
Yeah.
right? And then it might propel him to do it. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's
No
awesome.
guarantees, but-
Love it. All right, anybody have questions or other comments on the letting money flow chapter? I like this chapter because it's a good reminder of like, sometimes it's a bunch coming in, sometimes it's a bunch coming out, sometimes it's nothing, and then sometimes we just have to check on our energy that we're putting out. Like the play sheet was all about like, what do we want to do? What's one joyful step you could take tomorrow? What's one joyful step you can take tomorrow? Like it kept asking that same question of like, what can you do to inspire joy, which I really appreciate. All right, chapter 9. I'll go ahead and start. If you are experiencing an ebb with more money going out than coming in, don't panic. I'm just going to go ahead and underline that. Do not lose confidence in yourself or think that somehow you have failed. The challenge of an ebb state is to believe in your future prosperity. Okie dokie. Everything on earth is cyclical and all phases are temporary. For every ebb, there is a flow that will follow. If you have a short or a long-term drop in your income, remember that it will be temporary and focus on what you are learning from this experience. It is a rare company that does not go through ups and downs in the flow of sales created by natural business cycles. As you reach higher and higher levels of mastery with manifesting, you will be able to draw to you what you need when you need it, and you will be less affected by these natural cycles. Use ebb periods to get even clearer about money in your life. Continue to magnetize and ask yourself, what is the advantage of this situation? There is always a higher reason for changes in the flow. Since you may have more free time during this cycle, use it to start doing the things you have been wanting to do. Acquire new knowledge, think, relax, explore new avenues, or take that long-awaited vacation. I thought I skipped a page. You might want to look at new directions your work might take and explore new ideas that are emerging. There is always a way out of an ebb. There are ideas in your mind just waiting to be explored and tried out. Pay attention to the beckoning whispers of the things you love to do, as well as your dreams and visions. I feel like we said that like word for word earlier. The universe works in perfect ways. It always serves my higher good. The more you can appreciate the gifts you are receiving while the tide is out, the more rapidly the tide will come back in. Focus on the abundance you have rather than all the bills. See what new soul qualities you are developing, such as patience, trust, and love. Remember, you create what you focus on, and down cycles are always followed by up cycles. Think of a time in the past when you went through a hard time with money. See the strength it developed in you and how your life changed afterward. When you look at the past, you can see how much progress and forward movement you have made after each ebb. Sometimes you need to spend money before you earn it, as most businesses do. If you are spending money on things that will bring you future prosperity, see this as a demonstration of trust in your future earning ability. Do, however, be honest with yourself in your evaluation of what you need and how much future income you might expect. Evaluate your skills, knowledge, and the market, and make your decisions accordingly. For instance, your new businesses sometimes get fancy offices and lots of equipment, hire staffs, and then find that they don't have the business to support their expenses. Anybody want to read?
I guess it's me. My debts represent my and others' belief in my future earning ability. If you are considering going into debt, check in with your inner guidance first and ask if it's appropriate. Incurring debt to finance a major leap forward has within it the possibility of bringing you more money than you borrow. Incurring debt to meet monthly expenses might indicate a basic problem in your financial setup. You can borrow money for rent, but rent is still going to be due next month. It is usually better to think about ways other than borrowing to create money on an ongoing basis. Sometimes it seems necessary to borrow to make ends meet, to buy things you need, or to finance a new venture. If you have gone into debt, don't let the fact that you have debts keep you from feeling prosperous. If your debts seem unmanageable, if you feel you have borrowed beyond your ability to pay, go back to your original belief that you would be able to pay these debts off easily. You trusted yourself to have future income when you borrowed money. Keep renewing that trust. Rather than worrying about your debts, gladly pay even a little payment each month. Visualize the amounts becoming less and the debts will eventually be paid off. Worrying about debts is non-productive. You may prefer not to be in debt, but you are not going to get out of debt unless you focus your mind on creative ideas and work instead of worry. If you could not make a payment, remember to keep in touch with your creditors. Tell them of your intention to pay and send as much money as you can, even if it's only a portion of the payment that is due. Creditors are delighted to hear from you and usually will accept whatever you can afford to pay if you make payments on a regular basis. One family fell way behind in their monthly bills when the husband was laid off work. Creditors were calling them and the wife was afraid to answer the phone or the doorbell because people kept showing up asking for their money. The situation looked very grim. One day someone told her that if you contact creditors and explain your situation, they usually make allowances. She didn't think this would apply to her since most of the creditors were big institutions. However, she bravely picked up the phone and called each creditor, explaining their misfortune and their intent to pay off the bills. To her amazement, every creditor was friendly and reasonable. She offered to pay each one a very small sum each month until she could resume larger payments, and each one accepted. If you are in debt and you want to get out of debt, start by figuring out the total amount you owe. Then forgive yourself if you have had any bad feelings about this debt, and realize that you borrowed because you and those who you borrowed from believed in your future earning capacity. Picture your debt being totally paid off. Imagine the account reading $0 due, paid in full. See yourself making the last payments. Make the scene as real as possible. Experience the good feelings you will have. Don't worry about how long it might take to pay a debt off. It will occur faster than you think. When you get ready to pay the next installment of your debt, first write out a pretend check for the full amount. Put this check where you will see it whenever you refer to the bill. As you pay the bill, send love and a mental thank you to your creditor for his or her trust in you. Many people determine their net worth by looking at the balance in their bank accounts. Even if you do not have a savings account and you have debts, you still have a net worth. All your skills, knowledge, attitudes, education, experience, and contacts. Everything you have learned and every skill you possess are sources of future income. The skills and experience of your past are your net worth, and you can turn them into money.
Mm,
I'll
Yeah.
read next.
you got it. We got a flow going here.
My value and worth are increased by everything I do. When you receive payments for work, you're exchanging your experience for money. Every day you're gaining experiences that can be turned into money. Your earning power is growing. Your knowledge, skills, and experiences are worth money when used in the right way. In the future, you will have even more skills that can create money for you. Even if you're in debt, you might still have a large net worth. It just hasn't yet been converted into dollars. If you're a student who went into debt to finance your schooling, you're creating a net worth of skills that will later be converted into money. Keep growing, expanding, and following your path. In your work will continue to grow. As you grow, you will be able to earn more in the future to pay off your past debts. When you're living at a survival level, barely able to pay your bills, do not feel that you're a failure. This is simply the way you have chosen to learn many important lessons and experience the essence of who you are. You may be growing rapidly from this experience. You may be learning that you deserve to have abundance by experiencing the lack of what you want. Perhaps you're discovering how little it takes to live on, realizing you're not as dependent on having things as you thought. Perhaps you're learning that you can be generous even when you have very little. You might be learning that higher qualities of trust, compassion, and humility. You might be looking at what is important in your life, sorting through what is meaningful and essential to you and what is not. You might be learning how to let others give to you or how to feel powerful without money. When you understand, embrace, and accept the lessons, you will no longer need this experience. All my experiences are opportunities to gain more power, clarity, and vision. How much have you gone?
Yeah, one more.
Some of you are living on a survival level, putting most of your time and energy into paying your bills and meeting your basic needs. It is important to have enough money so that your energy can be put into your life's work and you're not in a turmoil over lack of money. You may want to consider taking a temporary job as a stopgap measure that will help you pay your bills while you focus on finding your ideal job or career. At this stage, it is good to look around and find the easiest way possible within the bounds of your integrity to meet your basic needs.
I love that caveat.
That disclaimer in there.
Even though a job doesn't use all your skills or isn't your idea of a perfect job, as long as the environment and activities of the business are satisfactory, it can help you build a foundation while you do other things. Constant worry about money blocks your creativity and clear thinking. Getting yourself to a level where your bills are manageable and your basic needs are met will help you find and create your life's work more rapidly. Your soul does not care what job title you have. As long as you bring love and consciousness to your work, you will grow spiritually. If you decide to take a temporary job, do not think that you have sacrificed your ideals in some way. You might find that you're more effective in helping others if you're not struggling to survive yourself.
Thank you. A temporary job may even have hidden surprises for you, a new friend or a skill that will help you later, or in some as yet unknown way. It may be a step toward your life's work. A temporary job will give you money, new skills, and possibly the opportunities you need to get a job that is more to your liking. No experience is ever wasted. Even a routine job will teach you lessons you need to learn. Make sure the job doesn't take all your energy and time. You want to have enough left to activate your greater purpose. Some of you may decide to stay at a survival level longer because you feel that taking a temporary job is a compromise. You may feel that doing anything other than your life's work is unacceptable and that you are willing to live with less until your career is launched. Acknowledge that you are willingly deciding on this path. Do not let other people make you feel wrong about it. Just make sure that your basic needs are being met well enough so that you can spend the time necessary to launch your career. Life is like a spiral. You will pass through every stage again and again, experiencing each stage from a higher and higher perspective. When you have very little money, you are learning many lessons that will make it easier to handle money when it comes. To break through this level, you may need to keep your life simple and uncomplicated in terms of money, expenses, demands, and needs. Think of yourself as the rose bush that is cut back in the winter so that it can grow strong in the spring. Use this time to get in touch with basic needs and eliminate the things that do not serve you. When you don't know where the money will come from to pay your bills, or you are afraid to take the steps you are being shown from within that will help you change your current situation, you may be dealing with fear. Fear can be an easier feeling to change than you think. I only read one page, right? I kind of zoned out.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
it takes to release it is your willingness and intent to do so. One way to release your fears is by identifying specifically what you are afraid of. If you feel fear about your finances, use your imagination and ask, what is the worst that can happen if I don't pay my bills this month? Take each answer and again ask, what is the worst that can happen? Eventually, you will come to your deepest fear. As you recognize it, you can release it. I have a short story to tell. My husband shared this with me from a meeting that he went to one time, and they asked this question, like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I'll lose all my family and friends. Well, what's the worst that can happen? I'll lose my job. What's the worst that can happen? I'll be living under a bridge, eating cat food. And then they jokingly say, well, what makes you think you're going to have cat food? Like, your brain can really
Yeah.
start to go, and it's like, but is that really going to happen, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If the worst that can happen is that you might lose your job, have no money, and starve to death, deal with that fear first. When you identify your fears, you can change them. Once you have dealt with the fear, you will see what actions are appropriate to take, and you will be able to carry them out. As you face your fears, do not make them larger than they are. Once you see the worst that can happen, you will probably realize that you could handle it, and also that it is very unlikely that this will happen anyway. For instance, one woman wanted to launch her own business and kept holding back. She knew she was afraid. She asked herself, what is the worst that can happen if I start this business? Her answer was, nobody will pay me, I'll have no business, and then I won't be able to pay my bills. She kept asking, what is the worst that can happen? She replied, if I can't pay my bills, I'll lose my home. My children won't eat, will starve. She again asked herself, if that happens, what is the worst that could happen? And she thought, I'll end up wishing I was dead. Once she saw her fears, she realized that there was very little chance that the very worst would happen, for she knew her brothers, sisters, and parents would at least bring her food. Bringing to the surface her worst fears also seemed to awaken her strength. For every part of you that is afraid, there is also a part of you that knows you can succeed. I love that. I'm going to underline that real quick. All right, let's see. We've got 4 more pages to go. We're going to end right on our normal cycle here. So, Kristen, take it away.
I send love to my fears. My fears are the places within me that await my love. Take the same situation and imagine that and imagine the very best that could happen. Every fear in you represents an area you are developing in this lifetime, a place within you that you are bringing to the light, changing negative energy into positive energy. Fears lose their power when you hold them up to the light of your consciousness. It is only when they lurk beneath the surface of your mind that they can cause you to avoid doing things that contribute to your higher path. As you recognize each fear, you will be guided to ways of releasing it. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is to examine any reoccurring situation in your life that is causing you pain or struggle and bring to light the fear that is behind it. Unlocking fear brings you tremendous gifts and opens up your greater potential, for each fear has buried within it many new pictures, insights, and revelations about who you are and who you can be. If you fear having enough money to do what you want, thoughts about world travel, a nice home, or financial independence will probably not come to your awareness. Releasing your fears will open up whole areas of growth and potential. Another way to release a fear once you recognize it is to hold it up to the light of your soul. Ask your soul to release, clear, and heal your fears. Release anything that is not for your higher good and ask it to release itself from you. You need only ask, and your soul will immediately begin to lead you to things that will help you release the fear. If you feel you're ready to let go of your fears, ask now for that release. Be open to creative new ways to get what you want. You are not your fears, but the self that experiences them. Instead of saying, I am afraid, say, the feeling of fear is passing through me and I now easily let it go. Remind yourself that the part of you that feels the fearless feelings is only a small part of you, of who you are. You can learn to identify and connect with your strong self by sending love to your fearful thoughts and reassuring them as you would a small frightened child. Ask the fear if it has a message for you or if there is something it wants you to pay attention to. Once you love and release your fears, you will be able to move forward and claim the abundance that is your right much more rapidly. I speak of success and prosperity. My words uplift and inspire others. To increase your prosperity, talk about your abundance. Words are important. Everything you say has the potential to create the reality you experience. The universe responds to your positive talk. Even if you do not have something you want in your life right now, if you begin to talk and act as if you are certain you will have it, you will draw to you the circumstances to have it. Words affect your subconscious, which hears what you say and goes to work directly to make your words come true. The words, I do not have enough money, go directly to your unconscious, which begins creating lack. Rather than saying, I can't afford to buy this, say, I choose not to buy this at this time. It is better not to speak of failure or financial disasters to others. If you do not have money right now, do not complain of your lack.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Talk about your visions and your dreams. Speak of what is good in your life right now and how positive you feel about the future. Speak to others of your confidence and trust in yourself without emphasizing your lack. Your friends carry an image of you, and when you think of yourself, you pick up their pictures. If you speak to others of your prosperity, they will think of you as prosperous. They will carry positive mental pictures of you that you can tap into whenever you want. If you do not have money right now, speak as if you do. I live in an abundant world. All is perfect in my universe. If you feel right now that you do not have enough money, pretend that you have all the money you need. And let the emotion of plenty come into your body. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what is really happening and what you imagine to be happening. So it goes out and happily creates your fantasy for you. Use the magnetism exercises in chapter 4 and continue to magnetize what you have asked for. Using the guidelines given, create a vision of abundance, and soon the world will reflect it back to you. You might want to sit quietly and ask your wiser self to give you a message if there is anything you can do to increase your prosperity. If there is no message, assume what you have asked for is on its way to you. And thank the universe and your higher self in advance for sending it. Continue your normal activities as if what you asked for were indeed coming. It will come whether you worry about it or not. Worry and doubt make you less magnetic to abundance. Occupy yourself with other things to think about and do. You might want to check in now and then to see if there are any further whispers in your mind or messages that you might need to pay attention to. Handle them and then get back to whatever it is that appears to be the next thing to do in your life. All you need to do is take one day at a time. Look at what actions you can take today to create money. Many of you get lost in the largeness of your visions and feel constant pressure from them. You might even feel like a failure because you have not accomplished your dreams. You do not need to feel that way. Simply concentrate on what you can do today. There is always something you can do right now to demonstrate your trust in your future. A feeling of powerlessness often comes from living in the future. Worrying about not having enough at some future time, you cannot change the future except by actions you take today. So focus on what you can do today to create prosperity. Even the biggest plans are realized by living them one day at a time. In fact, the largest plans are often best created by looking at them day by day and month by month. Constantly focusing on the next step. Creating your dream takes patience, persistence, and commitment. Trust that whatever you are experiencing right now is perfect for your growth. Even if you have asked for abundance and you are experiencing what seems like the opposite, realize that experiencing its opposite can generate the energy you need to take a quantum leap forward.
Thank you. Okay, we're at 7 o'clock, so we're gonna stop here. I kind of want to take a little vote. Vote option number 1. Hi, Fia. We're just finishing up a book club, like one more minute. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get settled in.
Yep, you can relax wherever, and we'll get blankets and stuff out too. Option 1 is that we pause here and we pick up where we left off next week. But we're only meeting one more time before we take a 2-week break, and then we only meet one more time after that. Option 2 is that we read the next 2 chapters on our own, and we dive into section 3 next time we're together. Would you guys rather cover less before the 2-week break, or would you rather start section 3 together next time?
I'm having a hard time making a decision.
That's okay.
right now.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
We'll make a decision in the chat.
Yeah.
And I think I'm leaning towards reading a little bit on our own, just so we can
We'll have some
experience
time,
more
too.
next time. Yeah, we'll have time next week too.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.